When we're no longer here, what is your child's life going to look like? As I continued working on the application for my son's guardianship, I realized that this journey, his journey, is much bigger than just the guardianship issue. Now, yes, I do need to take care of the guardianship question, but it's much more involved, the whole overall plan. So what I decided to do is to broaden my perspective. I want to have you guys look at me and work with me and see me as I create the plan for my son when I'm gone. That would include obviously the guardianship issue. So I have to have a discussion with my ex-wife, because if I'm thinking about things honestly, she's probably the better guardian for my son. Although her and I have a great relationship, she's probably the better guardian if I'm being honest about things, and that's perfectly fine. I trust her. She's a great mom, and I always think she always has the best interest in mind for our kids, our common kids. If you have a child with special needs, subscribe to our channel and click the bells button so you're notified of any of our new videos, so that you can learn and prepare for the future. But also, as part of his plan, we need to think about where he's going to live long term, how he's going to get certain places. Is he going to be able to work? Where is he going to work? Have I done anything to help him get a job while I'm still here to be able to do that? Who's he going to socialize with? I mean, obviously, if he's got brothers and sisters around, then he can socialize with them, but I want him to have a broader experience in that. So I have to be proactive now while I'm here to make sure he's meeting people and getting out with other people and other families, so that when I'm gone and Nicole's gone, then other people can sort of stand in the gap there. It takes proactive effort on our part to be over an entire comprehensive plan for our child, which is really what we're talking about. Not just the guardianship, which is just one narrow piece of it, but the overall plan. That includes how you're going to pay for it, where the money's coming from. Are you going to have a first-party trust, a third-party trust? Do we even know the difference between the two? Able count, are we using it? How are we going to use it? What's it going to use for? How are we going to communicate our wishes to the next generation of people? How do they know what we're talking about? Do they even know how to make investments that are the right kind of investments to make inside of a special needs trust? There's so much stuff that's part of this planning process. I didn't want to just be narrow here, because I'm trying to figure it out myself for my family and for my son, because I recognize, especially after 2020, that I'm not going to be here forever, and that I need to take the time to think through the various aspects of my son's life and what I want it to look like when I'm gone and when he's here on his own. I don't want him to be a burden on his brothers and sisters. I want him to be involved with his brothers and sisters. I want him to be a burden on his friends. I want him to be involved with his friends. So I need to find a way to sort of massage that. So one of the things I have been doing, and I didn't know it wasn't a conscious decision, but it sort of just happened, is that he likes to do sports. So we've been going out and doing golf lately. And as part of that going out and doing golf lately, he's got a chance to meet one of my best friend's kids on a more personal level, who works at the golf places. And now that kid is giving him golf lessons, and he's never been around kids with autism before, so it was new for him. But I'm glad that they did, because now they have their own kind of relationship. And I can totally see that if I was not here, that my child would have an open door to go out golfing with this person that he's made a relationship with. So it's finding those kinds of things that can continue on after you're gone that we're really trying to do. So when I look at the vision, I'm envisioning, and as sad as it is to envision that we need to do it, when we're no longer here, what is your child's life going to look like? Who's going to come pick him up? Who's going to take him here? Who's going to make sure he gets home? Who's going to make sure he's safe? Who's going to make sure he gets to the doctor? Who's going to do all those types of things? It needs to all be thought through. So that's why I decided I wasn't going to just make it narrow on guardianship, although I am going to do guardianship. And I'm going to talk to my ex-wife, and I'm going to record that if she allows me, so you can sort of see the kind of discussions we're having as we come up with those decisions. Last week, or this week actually, I opened a new investment account in the name of his trust. So I set up a third-party special needs trust a while ago, and that money was just sitting in the bank earning, I think, 12 cents a quarter or some nonsense like that. Ryan had mentioned at a recent webinar that we could have that in investment vehicles. I'm like, well, why is it not in the stock market in a mutual fund growing as opposed to at 2 cents or 12 cents a quarter? So I'm moving it over there, and I sent the application in last week. But as part of that, I needed to make my 19 or 20-year-old son an authorized trader on that, because I need to plan for the future. I'm not here. He needs to be able to have access to that account. He's shown interest in investments and mutual funds and option trading and some of the things that I do. So I think this is a great opportunity. There's not a lot of money in there, not a ton of money in that account, but it has the potential to grow. If I can see that he is showing an interest in it and taking it seriously, because he's been a really great kid, I assume that's going to be the case. It's already set up for him to take over. He's the successor trustee. He's managing the account. He knows what's in it. He knows what kind of investments to make, and on and on and on. So I'm just trying to think about how I prepare the next generation for taking over for me, because I have no idea when that day is going to come, and neither do you. So come with me on this journey, on Xander's journey, because it could also be your child's journey about how we create a plan for your child's life after you're gone. That's what it's all about.